Virtual open houses, I think they're very relevant right now, especially moving forward, just to understand how to host one. Your skill set after today won't be limited to simply open houses. It could be a virtual showing, could be any sort of webinar where you're sharing information with a group of people. It could be of some sort of presentation, or it could be a home buyer workshop, home seller workshop of some sort, right? So any of those types of scenarios will be applicable to what you're going to learn today. My name's Lacey. I am a psychology-driven digital marketer. I've been in the real estate space for about 15 years, 16 years now, and the digital marketing, technology marketing space for about 20 years. So I've combined those two worlds to bring a lot of value to the industry. And I've been in the shoes of a real estate agent. I've done over 60 transactions in the early 2000s, but really found that my niche, my love, my passion was in digital marketing, helping agents level up, go from good to great by identifying blind spots in their business and, determining what are some different opportunities that you can tap into that maybe you're not aware of or you're not leveraging right now. So that's really the name of the game for what I do. I'm available to consult and talk with any of you at any time. Just feel free to reach out. I'll share with you a link and the best way to do that. So let's dive right into our session today. So you'll need a Zoom account. And, I'm assuming most people have Zoom accounts, but what you'll actually need to do is take it to the next step. And you'll need to purchase a Zoom Pro account to do this. But you should have a Zoom Pro account anyways. It's $15 a month. It's going to be one of the best, $15 a month, expenditures that you have. I would say second to, or maybe third to, your CRM and Canva. I mean, if I was a new agent right now or an agent that was looking to level up, I'd make sure that I'm using a CRM, and I'd have Canva and I'd have Zoom. I've used those three. And obviously there's a lot of other tools and platforms and services that we can tap into, but those are really foundational for your business. So you'll need a Zoom Pro account, and then you'll need that Canva account. And you don't need the paid version of Canva. Now, I recommend it. It's $13 a month. It's like $12.99. It's, again, inexpensive for what you get. Just the stock photos that you'll have access to alone make that Canva membership worth it. Okay. If you go to Adobe stock photos or any stock photo site and try to purchase photos there, you're looking at $10 to $50 per photo. So they've got incredible photos available at no additional cost other than just the monthly membership. So, but to leverage this strategy, you'll need those two different services. Okay. So Zoom and Canva. And what we're gonna jump into is I'm going to show you exactly how to create some graphics to promote your event. I'll show you how to create that event itself, lead capture using that event, go live over that event, and then follow up. Okay, so I'm going to jump through all of that. We're going to move really quickly today, you guys. So again, if you have any questions, I'm going to do my best to monitor the Q&A. And so go ahead and just post there. So I'm going to kind of flip between the presentation and my browser. And again, we're doing this live right on the spot. So there's probably going to be some hiccups along the way, you guys. Let's see what happens. Okay. So here we are. This is a banner that was created in Canva. And I want to actually show you what this looks like, where it goes. So let's go ahead and jump into the browser. And, this is essentially what we're going to create right here. Okay. We're going to create this registration page. We're going to set up this new session, this new virtual open house. And again, whether it's a virtual open house, a virtual showing, it could be a webinar of some sort, just like the one that we're doing right now. It could be a new home buyer seminar, clinic of some sort, right? There's a ton of different options, right? If you want to talk to multiple people at one time, this is going to be the best way to do that, especially if you want to talk to people that you don't already know. If you want to generate signups and get people interested in whatever you're going to share, this is going to be a great way to do that. Now, we'll just take the angle of the virtual open house because that's pretty relevant and topical right now. So here we are. This is the registration page. There's a banner up at the top. There's a logo on the right-hand side. And then we have our topic, our description, the time of the event, our name, contact information, zip phone, and the question, are you committed to an agent? Okay. That's what we've got, right? Those are the components of this. So when you jump into Zoom, what you'll do is you'll just click on at the top after you've registered for your account and you paid for the pro version, which is again $15 a month. You'll just go to zoom.us, okay, and you'll click on schedule a meeting at the top. Okay, once you do that, you're going to see a screen that looks just like this. Now, you're going to fill in this information, so topic and description. And the reason you're going to fill this stuff in is because this is visible on the registration page. Okay, this is all going to show up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk through this quickly, and I'm going to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to copy and paste. So topic, I'm going to put the address of the home, virtual open house. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to grab this description. I'm going to copy this over, and you're welcome to get access to the description. I'm going to actually go through that here in a second because there's some key components in the description that I want to make sure that you are aware of, especially if you're going to do a virtual open house. So here's the thing. There's a lot of buyers that are hesitant to go in somebody's house right now. Okay. There's a lot of sellers that are hesitant to have a bunch of buyers into their house right now. So this is a very applicable strategy. But again, any sort of strategy where we can leverage video and to talk to many people is something that we can do and use this strategy for. So we're going to, here's what the description is. Join me for this interactive live streaming virtual open house. We'll show you the outside of the house, all the great features on the inside. Then lastly, take you around the yard, right? And anywhere else there might be that's interesting. So that's the virtual open house piece. And by the way, that's going to last about 20 minutes. Okay, about 20 minutes. So you're going to have, and keep in mind too, when you host an open house, usually that you're there for 2+ hours, and you're going to have multiple groups come through. In this instance, you're just going to have a single group all going in at the same time virtually. So they're going to be either connected via Zoom or they're going to be connected via Facebook Live. I'm going to show you actually how to go live on Facebook with this as well. So you're going to have a lot of Q&A. When you go through an in-person open house with one group or one person, you're just going to answer their individual questions. It's pretty straightforward. But when you have 3 or 4 or 5 different groups or people connected to you live, there's going to be a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of information you might need to share. They're going to be asking for you to take a look at different parts of the house. So we'll just kind of have to, we'll have to kind of navigate that. One thing I want to mention is that I'm going to show you I'm going to show you a live stream of an agent in another market that did an open house, virtual open house, just so you can see what that looks like. Okay. So we invite anyone to join us. So I'm going to continue reading the description here, including your agent, right? So that you can provide as much, so that we can provide as much detail as possible. We encourage anyone to join, even if you're just looking or curious what a virtual open house is. Here's the thing about this too. Keep in mind, this is a lead generator. This is a lead generator, right? Whether anybody actually attends the virtual open house is irrelevant. The fact is we want to generate registrations ahead of time. And as soon as we get a registration, we've got a new lead, and then we can follow up with that lead and make sure that we, get them what they're actually looking for. Oftentimes, this home is not really what they're looking for. Okay, so just keep that in mind. This is an innovative and exciting lead generation strategy, right? That's really what this is. So then you put your contact information here as well. And then give it an explanation on why you're hosting an open house. Okay, what's going on? So that's what's happening. Why are we hosting this? You're just giving people the option to virtually tour a home, digitally interact with a real estate expert without any obligation. Let us know if you have any questions. Okay, and again, if I switch back over to this registration page that we're going to promote, by the way, on social media to get registrations, to get signups, this is the description we just inputted. Okay, so now I'm going to jump back over here, and as I scroll down, you're going to see some other options. Now these are all, this is the common, this is what you've all seen if you created a meeting using Zoom from the website. So again, this is just the schedule a meeting link. You input the topic, description, right? And by the way, you can save this as a template later on, so you can reuse it if you'd like. Put the date that's going to happen in the future. So that maybe that's like this Saturday at, let's say it's 11 a.m. So we'll put Saturday, 11 a.m. And duration, we could say 1 hour. Time zone, Arizona. Registration required. Now, this is key. This is the lead generation piece. You'll only have this option if you have the Zoom Pro account. If you don't have a Zoom Pro account, if you just have the free account, your duration's limited to 40 minutes and you won't have the option to require registration. In fact, this option won't even show up. It may just be grayed out. So we want to require registration, meeting ID generate automatically, meeting password. You can skip requiring a password. Sometimes that just causes confusion. Video, I would start the video with host and participants on. That's always nice to see who's joined in. Oftentimes, if their video is not already on, they won't turn it on. And it's nice to see what they look like, right? It's nice for them to see what you look like as well. Audio, always to both. Meeting options. We don't want them to be able to join before you start it. You don't want multiple people just talking with each other before you actually start the event. Mute participants upon entry. We don't want to have that checked because if it is checked, oftentimes people don't know how to unmute themselves. Enable waiting room. Enable waiting room allows you to personally approve every person that joins into the live Zoom meeting. So you can either enable that, or if you have a lot of RSVPs, a lot of registrations, maybe you disable that because it could be pretty cumbersome for you to have to manage everyone attending. And here's the other thing. I'm going to unclick that. If you have somebody that wants to join your Zoom meeting while you're actually going on the tour, maybe they're a little late, it's going to force you to stop and have to accept them and allow them entrance into the meeting. And so it can be a little distracting. We're going to leave this unchecked. Only authenticated users can join. And what that means is an authenticated user is somebody that has a Zoom account and is logged in. Okay, we don't want that. Because Joe and Sally, retiree, they're not going to have Zoom. Okay, they're not going to have a Zoom account. Record the meeting automatically. Absolutely. You want to make sure you record whatever you're doing on your computer. Okay, and the nice thing about this is, or in the cloud. So in the cloud, that space fills up really quick. So it ends up being on the computer if you've recorded a few different sessions. Here's the thing. This is something that you can leverage over and over again. Right? If we go live on Facebook, it'll automatically be posted to your Facebook business page. But here's the thing: if you don't, you can actually take the recording and then upload it directly to Facebook. You could also upload it to YouTube. You could upload it to multiple places. Here's the thing: you're probably wondering, Aaron, why would I want to upload a video of an open house to all over the internet? Because who cares about that house? Well, here's the thing, and maybe you wouldn't ask that. But number one, the fact that you have done this shows that you know how to use technology, shows that you are innovative with your marketing, shows that you're going above and beyond, and it shows you in action, right? And it's a great piece of content that you can share. So it's an awesome thing. And imagine the homeowner. Now, if this is one of your listings, great. Show this to the homeowner. They're going to be really impressed by this. Now, if this isn't one of your listings, that's fine too, right? If you don't have a listing, use somebody else's listing, okay? But just make sure you make this happen. So what we're going to do is just click on save. Once we click on save, we're going to see a screen that looks just like this. It says your meeting has been saved. So this is it, okay? First thing we want to do is we want to scroll down, and you're going to see right here, registration link. That is going to be this registration page, okay? So if I click on that, it's going to take me right here. This is our registration page, okay? This now just shows us some of the other settings that we made. And then now down here at the bottom, you're going to see some options. You're going to see this registration tab, and it's going to show you the number of registrants that you have so you can monitor this. Also, registration options. We want to click on edit here, okay? We have a couple different things we want to configure here. So again, this is right at the bottom of that meeting page, okay, that we just created for our virtual open house. You'll now see 3 tabs: registration, questions, and custom questions. So under registration, you're going to see automatically approve or manually approve. So we'll just automatically approve everyone that registers. And again, that's just approval to register. and it'll send them a link with information on how to join. If you click manually, it won't send them a link. It'll say you've been registered, but the organizer will have to approve your registration. Send an email to host when someone registers. This is nice because it's just going to notify you of a new lead, right? This is a new registration. You absolutely want to know that. Close registration after event date. I leave that open. Maybe someone registers after the fact. It's just another lead. Allow attendees to join from multiple devices. Show social share buttons on registration page. I keep those checked. Okay, questions. What questions do we want to ask them? And by the way, you guys, if you have any questions, definitely ask me at any time. By default, let me show you what's actually enabled. This is what you're going to see when you show up here. It's going to automatically require simply your first name and email address. What I always say is the more information we ask for, the less leads we're going to get, but the more qualified, the more serious they are. So I'm going to go ahead and say last name. I want to make that required, and I want their zip code, and I want their phone. Okay. You don't have to ask for these things. Again, you're going to get less registrations, but the people that do register will be more serious. So, and we don't need city, we don't need state, we don't need country, we just need their zip code. That'll tell us exactly where they're at. Okay. Here's some other optional questions you could ask. And then there's the custom questions option. And under custom questions, I simply ask one question. And that question is, are you committed to an agent? And if so, who? Okay. It's not, are you working with an agent? I would never ask anybody if they were working with an agent ever. Okay. What's their answer going to be? Yes. Because it's like walking into Best Buy. Can I help you find something? No. When was the last time we said yes? I bet 1 out of 100 say yes. Do we need help finding something? Yes, we do. Right. But we're going to say no, because we don't want to bother anybody. We don't want to be bothered. Right. We don't want to obligate ourselves. So here's why I say, instead of, are you working with an agent? Are you committed? Because it's like a pattern interrupt. It causes someone to stop and think, wait, am I committed? What do you mean? You know what I mean? What do you mean by that? And then I ask who they're working with if they are. And oftentimes they don't know the name of their agent. Okay. And so again, I'm not saying, what I don't want to do is step on my fellow agents' toes, right? I want to maintain a high level of integrity and just raise the bar for everyone in the business. But frankly, if a potential buyer is just going to blow me off, I want to make sure they have to jump through a few hoops to blow me off. If they're not, then they're all mine, right? I'm going after them. So are you committed to an agent? In parentheses, if so, who? Okay. So once we're done there, we're just going to click on save, and we're going to be done with that session, that section. That was under registration. Now you see email settings. Okay. So email contact, this will be your name. You can actually edit the email address where the registration confirmation and a reminder is sent from. You can actually edit the confirmation email that new registrants get. And then here's what we're going to really spend some time in, is branding. You want to make sure you brand this page. I want this page to look good. Okay. I want it to feel like people are getting something of value when they register. If we don't have a banner and a logo, then it's just this blank page, and it's not sexy. It's not attractive. It doesn't convey a sense of value. Okay. Whether you're doing a home buyer workshop, or you're educating someone on your brokerage model, or you're doing something for sellers, or whatever that looks like, or maybe you're just doing an educational webinar on the market conditions. Whatever that looks like, you guys take the time to jump into Canva. And I'm going to show you right now. Here's Canva. Here is the banner that I created at the top. And then here's the logo on the right-hand side. And by the way, I'm going to make these links available to you so that you can go in and actually use these and work from these if you want. But I just added an open house background. I added my logo. I added some text. And that's it, right? Pretty straightforward. But I started off, I knew the dimensions for the Zoom banner. If you go back here, it'll actually tell you what those dimensions are. So the banner is the suggested dimensions, 640 by 200, maximum dimensions, 1280 by 400. Well, of course, I'm always going to push everything to the maximum if possible. So I'm going to go 1280 by 400 on that. And then for the logo, dimensions 400 by 400. And in fact, I've even included those in the actual Canva design itself. So you'll see 1280 by 400, and then for the logo, 400 by 400. So get your logo in there, get your headshot in there. I like to say your tour guide or your host or whatever you want to put there, right? Save these as a PNG file. So you'll simply just go up to download and PNG and click on download. It'll save right to your desktop. And then all you'll need to do is just come in here and click on upload. You just upload those right in, okay? And that makes for a really good looking registration form, okay? So let me just show you, I'm gonna just, again, walk you right through this. So now we've got name, last name required, email, confirm email required, zip, phone required. Are you committed to an agent? If so, who? Register. That's it. Okay. This is, now you'll see at the top, here's this link. It's not an attractive link, is it? This is what we're going to share on social media to get registrations. Okay. So here's what I would recommend though. I'd recommend using Bitly. I would copy this link and I would take it over to Bitly and I would shorten this link up. The reason for that is it's going to make it a lot more attractive, right? It's going to shorten that link up. It's easier to share. The other thing is you're going to be able to track clicks through Bitly. Bitly will tell you how many people have clicked on that link. That's information we want to know about. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll go grab this. We'll go to our Facebook business page. And I think I've got mine up right here. And this is just my unpublished, sandbox of a business page. I'll go right here to write a post and I will paste that link right in here. And then what I want to do now is I want to actually add a photo or video. And so I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and either grab the banner or I'll create something custom just for the post. Okay. And once I'm done, I'll go ahead and click on submit or post. So I'll edit this, join me for a virtual open house, et cetera, right? So this is just you posting to your business page. Now, once you post and share this to your business page, you could then, you could then boost it, right? Or you could go directly to the ads manager and simply share this as an actual ad. Right? So look what happened right now. Join me for a virtual open house. So it actually pulled in the banner and it pulled in the logo. Okay. So I could have removed that or I could have just used the banner. But check this out. Now, when they click on this, look where they go. They go right to that meeting registration page. So again, you're going to want to boost this, but I would say if you're familiar with advertising on Facebook and Instagram, I would highly recommend that you go through the ads manager. If you are experienced with using the ads manager on Facebook and Instagram, you're gonna realize that boosting posts is like, being at church and donating to the church of Facebook. Okay, right in the donation jar. And I'm not saying that's throwing money away. Maybe that's not a good analogy. But Facebook is not a church. We shouldn't be donating money to them. You know what I mean? So what I would say is you guys use the ads manager. So we've created that post, we've posted it, and you can boost it, you can advertise it. That's how we're gonna get eyeballs. That's how we're gonna attract people to want to register. Okay, once people register, let me show you what that looks like, okay? We'll go back to this meeting. So we'll go ahead and just click on meetings. We'll go right to this meeting. We'll scroll on down, go to registration, and we get to see how many registrants we have. But we'll also be notified because under email settings, we are under registration, we clicked edit. We're getting notified when someone registers, okay? You'll also see that here, send an email to host when someone registers. So now you know when there's a new registration, what you wanna do is immediately respond to them. Reach out to them and say, thanks so much for registering. I wanted to touch base with you before the event. You could ask them some questions like initially, do you have Zoom or you plan on watching this over Facebook Live? Does that time work well for you, Saturday at 11, or would another time work better? You guys, this is your time to build rapport. Build rapport with your audience, whoever registers. If it's one person or 100, build rapport with them, right? These are all very active and very valuable leads for you. Okay, so that's the lead capture piece. Okay, now let's fast forward to the actual time of the event. How is this all gonna go down? Okay. So time of the event comes up. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to go back to our meetings, and we're going to simply click on start this meeting. Now, here's what I would recommend. I'd recommend you have Zoom, the app, installed on your phone, and you actually install the Zoom software right onto your computer. Okay, because what you want to do, if we're going to go through with this virtual open house, the fact is you're not going to be able to manage the whole process by yourself. You're going to need some help. Okay, you're going to be walking around with your phone like this. Okay, you're going to be walking around the house and listening and engaging with people that are commenting on Facebook. If you go live on Facebook, if it's just on Zoom, then you'll be engaging with people just on Zoom. The fact is you're not going to be able to engage with people on both Zoom and Facebook at the same time on your phone. So what you want is you want to bring your laptop and set that on the coffee table or set that on the counter and have somebody else manage the conversation from the laptop, whether it's Zoom or Facebook. Have them manage that right there, and you're going to be walking around with your phone and engaging with the people. Okay. And now the person, whoever you got to help you, whether it's one of your kids, a friend, a coworker, an associate, whoever that is, a partner, you want them to tell you when there's a new message, when there's a new question, when there's anything new that comes up. If somebody wants to take a look at a different part of the house, make sure that they tell you. Okay. So that's it. You two just need to be engaged together. That's the big thing. And again, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to actually show you a video of that. Okay. So here's the deal though. Let's say you go start this meeting, right? Now what you're going to want to do, I'm going to jump back to my slides here. Okay. Everybody hanging with me? I know we're jumping through, quite the extensive process here, but again, you'll have the replay for this. So let me cruise through some of these slides here. We went through a lot of this stuff in person, live right on the webinar there. So there's the registrants. So once you start the actual meeting in Zoom, you now have the option to go live on Facebook. Okay, so you go ahead and click on more and then live on Facebook. Here's the deal though, you don't have to do that. As long as as soon as you start the meeting on Zoom, anybody that registered now will join right in, just like you joined in on this webinar. So it's the same concept. So whether there's, again, one person or over 100, it doesn't matter. So now they're going to be in the Zoom session with you. You may be seeing them. You may not be seeing them. They may immediately turn their camera off. They may not have a camera, whatever that looks like. But they're now along for the ride. They want you to walk them through the house, right? That's the whole purpose for this, okay? So I do see a couple questions via chat. Does it use a lot of space on the computer? For the actual video recording? Yes, it does. Yeah, so the video recording, you're going to be looking at probably, I would say 100 megabytes per, maybe 25 megabytes per minute. So the 20 minutes is going to be probably 200 or 300 megabytes in size. Okay, so it's a decent size. There's no charge for Bitly, so that's free, in addition to, again, Canva is free as well. So I try to keep this whole process, keep everything that I really educate on for the most part as inexpensive as possible. I know you guys have a lot of other fees that you have to deal with. Yeah, I do recommend, 2 people. I mean, you could manage this by yourself, but you're probably not going to want to go live on Facebook if you do. Here's the thing about going live on Facebook. When you go live on Facebook, all of a sudden, if you haven't gone live before, you'll know that you become front and center in people's news feeds on Facebook. And oftentimes people might even get a push notification right to their Facebook app that you're live on Facebook. Okay. So it's going to bring attention to you. You're going to get a lot of exposure for it. So again, more exposure for you and your business is a good thing. You're out actively working, doing a virtual open house. People are going to be impressed by this. They're going to jump on just to see what it's all about, like what this looks like, what this process looks like. So that's why I like the Facebook opportunity. Also, you get to see anyone that engages with your Facebook live post. They're a potential lead for you, right? You're going to get some other real estate agents to jump on, probably some folks from mortgage and loan officer and title and home warranty and all those folks too. And that's okay. That's great. The more visibility, the more exposure you get, it's always a good thing for the most part for your business, right? And so what I would say is now we can follow up with those people. Anybody that comments, anybody that likes, we can now follow up with them on Facebook. Now, keep in mind, people don't necessarily have to register through our Zoom registration page to get access to the Facebook live feed. That's okay. Okay, that's okay. So we're kind of, killing two birds with one stone here. And you're going to end up with a lot of opportunities from this, you guys. Trust me on this. But you want to just make sure you guys don't just learn how to do this and not do it. Execute on this. Execute on this strategy. So going live on Facebook, I want to show you what that looks like. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and actually go live and share my screen right now with this current session. And just because I want to show everybody what that looks like. And you, by the way, you could also go live on, YouTube if you want. You could go live wherever you want. So really Facebook, YouTube, I think even Facebook for business, if that's something that you're doing. So here's what we're going to do. Check this out. So I just clicked that live on Facebook link. Now I'm going to share my screen with you. And I want to show you what this looks like. So I'm going to click on share. Okay. Now you're seeing what it looks like to go live from Zoom. Go live on Facebook, share on it. So you have this option: share on your timeline, share on a friend's timeline, share in a group, share in an event, share on a page you manage. You're going to want to share on a page you manage. Now, you may want to just share on your own timeline. Okay, depending on how you've been operating your Facebook personal page, right? Your timeline is your personal profile, your personal timeline, right? That's where all the engagement happens. That's where all the action happens. Now, you may just post it to a page and then share it to your timeline, or you may post it right to your timeline and then share to your page. It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. It depends on what how you've been using Facebook, what you've typically been posting. Go ahead and select your business page, and then go ahead and click on next. Okay, and what happens is Zoom now, in combination with Facebook, prepares the live stream. And okay, so now you're going to see that live stream, right? So here's the live stream that we just set up. You're going to notice how it's on delay. Okay. So now on the right-hand side, we want to say something. So we'll say virtual open house, and then we're going to put the address there. So virtual open house at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Bird Ave, whatever that looks like. And then we can add a title. So I would just copy and paste the same thing over for our title. And then what we'll do is we'll just click on go live. Okay, just go live. So I click on go live, setting up your webinar for Facebook Live. And you'll probably notice on the actual Zoom screen, you'll see a little live icon there. So we're live right now. Now, if I go back to my business page and I click on refresh, we should see that live stream happening right now on the business page. Okay, here it is. So I'm live right now, virtual open house. Okay, so here's the other thing you can do. Are you familiar with watch parties? We may be getting a little ahead of ourselves, but you may want to set up a watch party. This is actually pretty fun, where you can actually connect with different groups. You connect with different people, and really create more engagement, more exposure for yourself. So here's our Facebook Live. This is live right now on Facebook. You'll notice how there's a little bit of a delay. Watch when I put my hand up: 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, 6, 1,000, 7, 1,000, 8, 1,000, 9, 1,000, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's about probably a 20 to 25 second delay. Okay. And that's just a Facebook security feature that they've added in, just in case somebody's live streaming something that they shouldn't be. Their kind of AI will automatically detect what's happening. So look, in the live stream, I haven't even put my hand up yet. So it's been 35, probably 40 seconds. So again, there is a delay. Just keep that in mind. So when somebody asks you a question, they're asking a question from something they saw 40 seconds ago. Okay, so again, just keep that in mind. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually go ahead and just stop the live stream. Okay. And the way I do that is I'm just going to go right into the Zoom, those three, let me share exactly what that looks like. So these three different, the little three dots that have more there, that is where I go to start the live stream, and that's where I can go to stop the live stream. Okay. So we'll go ahead and just stop live stream. So I stop that. Okay. And now we're back on the, we're actually back on the presentation. Okay. So with that said, now we have started the live stream. We've started the virtual tour. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay. Here's an example of an agent actually in the San Jose, California area that I work with named Brad Gill. And I want to show you just for a couple of minutes what that looks like to actually execute this strategy. So I'm going to enable share computer sound, and hopefully this isn't super loud for you guys.
Is your signal good in this house?
Okay, here he is starting it up. So notice how he went for about 20 minutes. You'll notice a computer on a coffee table. He's got someone there to help him.
Facebook Live. Hey guys,
and here he is setting it up.
We're hosting right now a virtual open house. We're live right now. Hopefully you're coming in. This is 3157 Dallas Court in Santa Clara.
Okay, guys, so I hadn't shared this screen with you quite yet. So this is, again, this is the agent that did the virtual open house.
Here you go.
So you'll notice there's a computer there on the coffee table.
Walk around.
He's got a helper there with him.
Hey guys, so we're hosting right now a virtual open house.
So he sets it up.
We're live right now.
Okay, and then I want to fast forward a little bit.
Good to see you. So that way if the kids sneak out of the house or you have any dogs.
So I'm going to mute that for a second. So now he's interacting and talking with the people that are part of the open house. And by the way, this one had 143 views on it, 18 comments, 2 shares, 34 engagements. So again, not a bad result for 20 minutes worth of work. Now, maybe there was 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the front end to get it all set up, but not too shabby. So what he's doing though, and what I want you to keep in mind is that it's not all just about the house, you guys. You want to build rapport with people that are attending. You want people to get to see who you are, get to know you. So you want to make sure that you're narrating. You're not narrating too much, but you're just sharing with people what they're looking at. But you're also going to flip the camera back around and then talk to the people, right? Talk to them. So you'll notice that he does that here in a second. At one point, he kind of flips it back around.
Access to it through Zoom. If you guys want to interact a little bit more, you can jump on the Zoom link. You should be able to find that on our Facebook team page, Brad Gill Team, or Next Home Lifestyles.
So that's it. That's basically the long and short of it. And then he says, signs off, says, thanks so much for joining. Okay, and that's it. Once you're done, you're done. You thank everybody for joining, and it literally that's the end of the session. Okay, and then everyone kind of goes their merry way. Here's the thing. Now that Facebook Live, right, that exists on Facebook, and the Zoom link. Now you actually have a copy of that. You can post that somewhere if you like, YouTube, wherever you want. Here's what I would say. You're all done with it. Now you want to jump back in and you want to make sure that you're following up with all of the attendees. You're connecting with people on Facebook, anyone that's engaged, asked a question, liked, shared. With Zoom, you want to make sure, again, you're following up with anyone that registered. And what I'd recommend is you follow up with a video message. Okay, I would use a service like BombBomb or LionDesk or anything else, and anything that allows you to, again, send a personalized message where they get to see you speak, they get to see your face. That's going to be 4 times more effective than any other outreach that you can do, any other form of outreach. What we're finding through different studies, they're saying that people are more likely to reject and not respond to a text message or an email because it's simply text. It's simply writing, on a device versus somebody that's speaking out their name, that's saying, hi, Mark. It was really nice. I'm so glad you were able to join me. What did you think of the virtual open house? What did you think of the home? Is it something you're interested in? Or you're interested in another home in the area? Here's who I am. Here's how I help people. Okay, that's it. So that's the follow-up, you guys. Leverage this strategy. This is an incredible strategy that's worked for multiple agents, you guys. And what I would say is jump into it, make it happen. And keep in mind too, you can use this for anything. You could use this for any sort of webinar, the same registration setup. You can stream live right to Facebook or YouTube with really anything that you want to share with people. And it doesn't matter the length. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, it could be 2 hours. There could be multiple people, multiple hosts. I didn't get into the fact that you could have 3 or 4 panelists, 3 or 4 hosts. You could have, again, for maybe a home buyer workshop, you could have a lender, you could have a title person, you could have a home warranty person, you could have an attorney, insurance, right? You could have a home inspector, you could have a contractor, you could have, right? There's a lot of different ways to set this up. Here's the other thing. You could even interview a business owner. You could interview somebody from the Chamber of Commerce. You could interview a politician. You could interview somebody that can bring value to your audience in your world through this strategy, you guys. So definitely leverage this. Hopefully everybody picked up a couple things they can implement in their business today. You guys, I'm available to answer any of your questions, help you with any of these strategies at any time. And I like to start off with a 20-minute online audit. It really dials your online presence in. It doesn't cost you anything. Simply just go to getwithaaron.com and we'll make that happen for you guys. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you joining. Have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys hopefully soon. Take care. Bye, guys.